Good morning, children. How are you? I hope you all are fine. So, welcome to class 7 IIT physics class. Children, what we are doing? We are doing the vectors. Is it no? Vector law of addition. We discussed a lot on scalar and vector quantities and what are the differences also we discussed. Today onwards, today's class is completely based on the vector law of addition. Okay, so first is what is vector law of addition. First we will understand that one, we will discuss that one. So let's start today's topic. Okay, so see children, we know already scalar and vector difference. Is it a quantity having only magnitude unit, that is what scalar, and a quantity having magnitude, direction and also follow vector law of addition, that is vector quantities. Because there are some quantities which are having direction but they are not vector quantities. Okay, now there are some quantities, example what like last class we discussed, is it electric current. Current is having direction, is it? It's having magnitude and direction, then it must be a vector quantity, is it or not? But it's not a vector quantity because it is not following the vector law of addition. Like 3 ampere and here 2 ampere, when they combine they gives 5 ampere. So this is a simple common law of algebra that is followed by a scalar quantity, is it or not? So current is not a vector quantity. So to be a vector quantity, a quantity must have magnitude, direction and follow vector law of addition. Clear? So what is vector law of addition? We will discuss now. See children, suppose there is a body. This is a body. Okay. Now you are playing with your friends now. Okay. Pulling the thread towards you like this. Suppose it is tied with a string and from here your friend is pulling it and from here also your friend is pulling it. So you think which direction this box will move. Think it once. There is a box, it is tied with a thread, okay, string tight, and from here one person is applying force and from here also another person is applying force. Which direction this box will move? There is that depend upon, yes you are correct, that depend upon the force. Okay, what is the magnitude? Suppose this person is applying 10 Newton and this person is applying 5 Newton. Okay, so the force applied by person B is less than the force applied by person A. So what will happen? Box will move, of course the not exactly that side but towards that side, is it or not? But if both the person will apply same amount of force, that time this box will move how? It will move exactly like this. Okay, like this. So this is called resultant vector. Okay now children, so what is resultant vector? Suppose there is a vector A and there is another vector B. Okay, from here force is applying, from there also force is applying. Forces are acting on a same particle, then resultant vector, they combine and form a single vector. Okay, two forces are acting on a same particle, then they combine and form a single vector that is called resultant vector. Okay, that we get by the vector law of addition. There are two types of vector. Two vector law of addition is there. First is triangular law. Triangular vector law of addition, and second one is parallelogram vector law of addition. Two types are there. One is triangular vector law of addition, second is parallel vector law of addition. Both we will discuss one by one. Okay, first we will see the basic addition of vectors. Clear children? Basic addition of vectors. See children, suppose there is a vector A. There is a vector A. Okay, and another vector is there B. There are two vectors, vector A and vector B. So which one is the bigger one? Okay, so we already discussed vector denoted by arrow. Vector is denoted by arrow. The length gives you the magnitude and the arrowhead gives you the direction. Is it no? Length of the arrow gives you magnitude, whereas the arrowhead gives you the direction. So here two vectors are there, vector A and vector B. Which one is longer, that is having more magnitude? Now you can't measure everything with the scale, because suppose more magnitude you can't measure with the scale. For that we have to use suitable scales. Suppose this is only 1 centimeter, you consider 1 Newton. So if you have to show 10 centimeter, 10 Newton. Is it or not? 10 Newton you have to show means 10 centimeter you can take. Or you can take 1 centimeter as 2 Newton. 1 centimeter 2 Newton means 5 centimeter 10 Newton. Okay now children, so magnitude is denoted by length and arrowhead shows you the direction. Clear? Now suppose you have to add two vectors. Suppose there is a vector A, okay, that is 2 centimeter east direction. Okay, there is vector A, magnitude is 2 centimeter east direction. There is another vector, okay, vector B, 3 centimeter east direction. Now you have to add up these two vectors, you have to add. These are simple cases of vector law of addition children. I am explaining you. First you must understand the basic things. No, you must understand the basic things first. There are two vectors. Vector A is their magnitude 2 centimeter, direction is east. There is another vector, vector B, with magnitude 3 centimeter, direction is east. So you can see both the vectors are having same direction. So what will be the resultant vector? Resultant vector is what? Resultant vector, that is vector A plus vector B, that is resultant vector R. What is its magnitude? Its magnitude will be 5 centimeter towards east. 5 centimeter towards east. Magnitude is 5 centimeter. Direction is towards east. How? See children, whenever two vectors you are adding, if they have same direction, you have to add them. Clear? Two vectors, same direction, you have to add them. And what will be the direction? Same direction what they are having. Two vectors are there, simple thing this one. Two vectors are there, vector A with magnitude 2 centimeter east direction. Second is vector B with magnitude 3 centimeter east direction. Both the vectors are having same direction. So when same direction is there, you add them. 2 centimeter plus 3 centimeter, 5 centimeter. Magnitude is 5 centimeter. And what is about the direction? Direction, what is their direction? East direction. So direction is east. So resultant vector is 5 centimeter east direction. Is a simple example of vector law of addition. Clear, children? Write down please. First example. Over. Okay. What is resultant vector? Whenever two or more vectors acts on a same particle, they combine and form a single vector, and that single vector is known as vector, resultant vector. And how to get the single vector, the resultant vector? By vector law of addition. Clear? By vector addition. This is the first example we saw. What? When the vectors are having same direction. Second one. Suppose there is a vector C of magnitude 10 centimeter and there is one vector D of magnitude suppose 8 centimeter. Vector C direction is east, vector D direction is west. You have to add. What will be the vector C plus vector D? Resultant vector magnitude and direction, tell me. Think it. See here children, in scalar what we are doing? Suppose 3 kg mangoes and 8 kg mangoes. How much? 11 kg mangoes. Is it or not? Scalar quantities. Directly magnitude we are adding. 3 plus 8, 11 kg mangoes. No direction. Scalar is not having any direction. So magnitude and unit. Very simple to add. Why? Because here direction is not there. So we don't have any work with the angle of these two quantities. Very easy, scalar. But this is not true for vector quantities. Because vector quantities, magnitude, unit, direction, and it must follow vector law of addition. Clear? So the resultant vector, what we will get? Resultant vector that depends upon the angle between the vectors. Yes. Clear children? Vector C, vector D. Two vectors when we add, we get the resultant vector. That resultant vector magnitude and direction that depend upon the angle between the vectors. First case, vector A like this, vector B like this. First case, vector A east, vector B east, both are same direction. You added, direction also same what they are having. Here what is the angle between the vectors? Angle is 0 degree. Is it no? Both same side. So what is the angle between the vectors? 0 degree. But here you see one is going east, another is going west. Then what will be the angle between the vectors? It is 180 degree. How to get the angle between the vectors? We have to find out the angle between tail to tail. This is the arrow. This is the arrow head. This is a tail. This is a arrow. This is arrow head. This is a tail. So tail to tail you have to see the angle. Tail to tail angle is 0 degree. Here tail to tail angle is 180 degree. Clear? So here both the vectors are in opposite direction. You can see both the arrows are in opposite. One is east, so another is west. Opposite direction. When the vectors are going in opposite direction, that time you have to subtract them to get the resultant vector. Yes, one magnitude 10 centimeter, second magnitude 8 centimeter. Your resultant magnitude will be 2 centimeter. Clear? Understood now, children? So the resultant vector magnitude and direction depend upon what? The angle between the vectors. Clear? Here angle is 0 degree. Why? Because they both are going in same direction. So you added them. But here angle is 180 degree because both are going in opposite direction. So you have to subtract them. So 10 minus 8, 2 centimeter is the magnitude. What about direction? How to find direction? The direction depend upon the magnitude. Okay, what is the direction? Say, yeah, which vector? Vector C is having more magnitude, 10 centimeter. Vector D is having less magnitude, 8 centimeter. So, which vector is having more magnitude? That is only the direction of the resultant vector. Clear? So, the magnitude of the resultant vector is 2 centimeter because we have to subtract 10 centimeter minus 8 centimeter, 2 centimeter. Why we subtracted? Because the vectors are in opposite direction. The angle between the vectors is 180 degrees. So we subtracted. What is the magnitude? 2 centimeter. Now direction. How to get the direction? You have to see the vector of more magnitude. Here vector C is having 10 centimeter and vector D is having 8 centimeter. Which is having more magnitude? Vector C, 10 centimeter. So its direction is what? East direction. That is only the resultant vector direction. Clear, children? Very simple now. It's very simple. Okay, this is the second example. Now third example we'll see. Now I'll give you the third example. 5 Newton, 5 Newton. Okay, this is west, this is east. So this is P vector, this is Q vector. Okay, now when we add, what will be the P vector plus Q vector? Resultant vector is how much? Magnitude and direction. Tell me. Think it. Think, children. One vector, vector P. What is the magnitude? 5 Newton. What is the direction? East direction. Second vector, vector Q. Magnitude 5 Newton. Direction west direction. So once again, what you have to see? Angle first. Angle between the vectors you have to see. Tail to tail, 180 degree. It means what? You have to subtract when the vectors are having opposite direction. Angle between them is 180 degree. Subtract 5 Newton minus 5 Newton. How much? 0. Your magnitude is 0. Okay. So magnitude is 0 means direction is what? No direction, no magnitude here, 0 magnitude, so no direction. How can you take in both are same only? 5 Newton, 5 Newton, no one is bigger. Then what direction you can take? Your magnitude is 0. So you can think one body is here. From this side 5 Newton force is applying. From that side 5 Newton force is applying. From both side equal force applying to pull the body. Then where body will move? Body will not move at all. Equilibrium state to remain in the same position. So, body will not move in any direction. Magnitude is 0. Clear, children? Understood? So, today what we discussed? We discussed that any quantity is a vector when it is having magnitude, unit, direction, and it must follow vector law of addition. If it follows vector law of addition, then only it is a vector quantity, because there are some quantity which are having direction but they are not vector quantity. Why? Because they don't follow vector law of addition. Clear? So vector law of addition is what? Whenever two or more vectors acting on a same particle, they combine and form a single vector, and that single vector is known as resultant vector, and this process is known as vector addition. There are two vector addition laws. One is triangular vector law of addition, second is parallelogram vector law of addition. Okay, and today what we discussed some basic questions, some basic examples of the vectors law of addition. In the next class we will discuss triangular vector law of addition. Triangular vector law of addition. Clear, children? So please note down this, okay, and write it neatly. I hope you are writing neatly, doing your work on time. Continue that. Don't waste your time. Time is very important factor. So utilize it wisely. Thank you. Thanks for watching.